Welcome back to JB Reviews. I have a 2023 Chevy Colorado, and as you guys can see, it's the Trail Boss. And we're gonna do a quick walk around on this truck. Special shout out to Jerry Seiner Chevrolet here in Salt Lake City, Utah. If you are in the market, be sure to ask for Chris Bingham. He did sell this truck and he did a good job ordering it. Here's a look at the window sticker for the Colorado we're gonna be reviewing today. This is the spec. And here's the exterior color, radiant red tint coat with black interior. And then here's the powertrain. And this is just a short listing of the standard equipment. Be sure to pause it. Base price starts at about $37,000. And here are all the options on this particular Trail Boss. About $3,600 worth. Destination comes in at $1,495 for a total price of $42,135. And then here's a quick look at the Philly comment numbers. Now, if you are new to Chevy Colorado, this does have a 2-inch lift, and it does have a wider chassis that produces obviously more ground clearance, and it has a 3-inch wider front track when you compare it to an LT model. So that's part of the reason why this is such a big deal for Chevy. And of course, if you don't want the ZR2, which is a lot more money, this gives you more of those off-road functions without having to spend the money. Now, one thing I like about the front end of this truck is it's all blacked out. You do have like a gray trim piece right here, but all in all, it has a really sporty appearance. They have the Trail Boss emblem right there, blacked out bow tie, and then check out the hood. Really aggressive. Halogen headlights, and then check out your cutoff right here. Really aggressive. Tow hooks are kind of hidden right there. And then check out the wheel design too. Love the blackout on the wheels. You have the black fender flares, and these wheels are wrapped in a Goodyear Wrangler Territory AT. And here's the tire size: 265, 65, 18. And then here's some of the capacities: 2,601 pounds at 51 psi. Independent front suspension. And then check out this trim piece on the mirror. I like that they gave it like a painted look versus doing it all in the hard plastic. There's a camera right down below. And then just check out the overall side profile. And when you see it in person, it looks noticeably bigger. Here's a better look at those door handles. They're pretty much finished in the same plastic as the fender flares. You have 4 leaves, shock absorbers, Trail Boss decal right there. You have a slight black trim around the tail lights. They're going to be incandescent bulbs, parking sensors out back, and they do provide a step too. There is a backup camera right there. 4 and 7 pin for your class 4 receiving hitch. This does have an assisted tailgate. Tie downs. You have 8 in total. And then here's your high mount with your sliding glass. Hopefully you can see it better on this side. But this is your rear axle. It's gonna be a 342 rear. Wow. I am surprised how big this truck seems in person. In the past, I always thought these trucks were too small, but this one does seem a little bit bigger. And I like the 4-piston brakes too. If you did decide to paint the brake calipers, they would look really good on this truck because you can't see the brake pad backing on it at all. So they did a good job with that. So forced induction engines are becoming more and more popular, and the Colorado is no exception because that's all they offer. So there's no more naturally aspirated V6. So there's 3 iterations of this engine. There's a low output, and then there's like a mid output, and then they have the high output. Now this is gonna be the mid output, so this is gonna have 310 horsepower, and 391 pound-feet of torque. Now, if you are looking to order this truck, I am going to be doing a video on showing you what it takes to build one of these if you want to get one from the factory. One thing I like is you can get a high output upgrade from the factory. So if you want to tune this truck, Chevy allows you to up the torque to 430 pound-feet. So the code for that upgrade is RWQ, and it's basically a turbo high output calibration. So that will up the performance in this engine. So in my opinion, if you're building this from the factory, 100% do that upgrade. So some of the notable updates they did to this 2.7 is it does have a more rigid cylinder block casting. The crankshaft is stiffer by about 30%. And some of the materials used in this engine are from the diesel. So this is going to be a pretty durable setup here. And it is mated to an 8-speed transmission as well. So check out the interior design of this truck. If you don't know what color to get, just get black. It always looks good, right? And as far as some of your controls go on the door, you have your window controls, mirror, and door locks, door handle. And then check out the design on this trim right there. Now, most of this is going to be hard plastic, but this is soft touch right there. Here's some of your seating controls, so you can control the front and back of the bottom of the seat. And of course, you can control the back by power, and you have lumbar. This is a tilt-only steering wheel. And then trailer brakes right down there. And then this is how you control this 8-inch screen. Here's some of your air vents, and again, a little bit of hard plastic around the interior. But check out the steering wheel, really nice design. You have your cruise control and some of your controls for your screens. Push button start, climate, and this is going to be an 11.3-inch screen, I believe. And then here's some of your controls up top, incandescent bulbs. And then here's your mirror on that side, as well on the passenger side. And then check out your center stack. This truck is clean. Not a lot of buttons, and I'm going to show that to you in a second of why it's so clean inside here. Because you notice there's not much stuff for lighting, right? And again, that little camouflage material right there. You have a Type C and a Type A USB, auto stop start, cautions, and then that lane keep assist. Here's some of your full drive controls, electronic parking brake, cup holders, and then here's the gear select with the limiter, center console with removable storage, wow, and here's your glove box on this side. And let's go ahead and pop over so you guys can see the door and some of the seat controls for the passenger. So pretty much the same as you saw on the driver's side. You have your door locks, and then your control for the window on this side. Also a bottle holder with a small storage cubby there. Now this is going to be a manually operated seat. And here's just a better look at that glove box there. And this is actually surprisingly roomy too. I like the bolstering on the sides of the seats too. I have the seat all the way back now. This is actually pretty darn big. And then out back, I don't have to have the seat all the way back like this, but I can still get in, but it's really tight. I do have a grab handle there, more lights, and then air vents back there with 2 cup holders. And here's what's below that seat. And here's the other side below the seat. You have your jack and other tools to change a tire. And the handle is right there on the side. It just kind of pops down. In order to start it up, ooh, look at that. It's pretty cool. Nice animations. But you do have push button start. And let's just go through this really quickly. So you do have these controls on the side here. Wow, that looks really good. Love the gauges. Everything looks clean. To go through the screens, you do have this button right here. So you have audio, the off-road for pitch and roll, and steer angle with the transfer case. It's actually an auto. Let's go ahead and put it in 2 high. a full screen for miles per hour, and you have this cool setup here. Now, as I said earlier, you didn't have like the lighting controls and like that. Chris actually showed this to me. I probably would have taken a while to find this, but you have your door lock and windows inside of here, so you can do power window lockout inside of this screen. You have your lighting, so for your headlights and your cargo lights, all that good stuff, auto high beams, as well as your drive and park, so traction control, hill descent. I love that they did that. It does clean up the interior and it feels very like chill inside of here. If you go back, oop, too far. You also have cameras, hill descent, auto high beams, and then park assist too. As you guys saw, this did have the parking sensors, and this is the backup camera. And you saw in the mirrors had the camera, so it's going to have that 360 with the bird's eye view there. And you can actually look out the back. You have these camera views. You also have a camera for the front wheels as well as the back, which is going to be helpful for going off-road. You can turn off the bird's eye if you just want a full screen as well. And then of course you have your parking lines too. And I noticed that they did not give you a hitch, so let's go and see if they have one back here. So this is your zoom in for the hitch out back. And let's just go back from there. There's a light switch right here, so it looks like you can turn on the lights easier from that button too. So it's right there as well. So that kind of gives you that quick menu for your lights. And then here's some of the settings that you have. This one does have the maps, Google Maps. This is something that they incorporated, I think, back in 2022. And very easy to use. A lot of prompts though, we'll say. So that's what it looks like there. And you're always going to need to find where that home button is, because that's your friend. So you can just swipe it to get to some of your controls. They do have off-road pages here. Love that. That's nice. That's really nice actually. See, I hit the wrong button. You have to hit that home button every time if you want to go back to here. So they have air down mode as well. So set a target pressure, so you can actually set the tire pressure for the truck. I like that they do that. And that's really good for if you're going on the beach or something like that and you just need more traction. Home button again. What else would you want to see? You have Wi-Fi hotspot, trailering if you decide you want to tow a trailer. I will show you guys the towing numbers on the side of the door here. So that should be easy to set up. You're going to have your Bluetooth and Apple CarPlay. And last thing I'll show you guys is settings. So you have a few things here that you can change. You have your sounds, updates. Let's go to vehicle real quickly. And here's some of the things that you can change. Let's go to lighting. Power door locks. Here's some things you can set up there. And that's pretty much it. I mean, that's as much as I want to show you guys. So let's go ahead and take a look at the tow numbers, and that will pretty much end the video. So here are your gross ax weight ratings for the front, 3,500 pounds, and the rear, it's going to be 3,600 pounds. Here's some of your wheel, 18 by 8.5, and tire specs right there. And all-in payload is actually pretty decent at 1,532 pounds. It doesn't show you the trailering for this truck. Normally they have a trailering sticker here, but they probably didn't put one on these trucks. But I will show you some of the numbers for this particular setup here, guys. But special shout out again to Jerry Seiner Chevrolet here in Salt Lake City. If you are in the market, be sure to contact these guys. They're really easy to work with, and they know a lot about these trucks if you want to order one. See you guys in the next video.